Okay, so this is a nice, easy way to get a video in and also expose the fake world. Okay, so this stuff just keeps piling on as I notice. Shout out to Richard West. I'll bring up his point first. Charlie Kirk, right? And you see, look what pops up: Charlie Sheen, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk gets assassinated just days after Charlie Sheen's birthday, a week to be exact. Okay, right? Actor, they're all actors, right? But Charlie Sheen, Charlie Kirk, assassinated 7 days after Charlie Sheen's birthday. Now, shout out to Richard West for that. Now, some things that I notice is, what about Charles in Charge? That show. This was a show when I was growing up. Right here, Charles in Charge. And remember, these characters are just recycled, right? So you're going to get like Charlie Sheen, Scott Baio was Charles in Charge. These are just recycled characters, right? Joey Tribbiani and Friends, John Stamos, Full House, Joey Lawrence was in a show called Blossom. These are all just scripted characters recycled. But you see Charles in Charge. So you kind of think of all things Charles here. But Scott Baio was Charles in Charge. Look at Scott Baio's birthday. Look, September 22nd. Okay? He was Charles in Charge. So he's got the September 22nd birthday. So his birthday 12 days after Charlie Kirk is assassinated. And Charlie Sheen's birthday is 7 days before the Charlie Kirk assassination. Charlie, Charles, right? Same thing. Look, even Scott Baio's parent is Mario Baio. So, just on the side real quick, like Mario Lopez, who again was in the Saved by the Bell. Okay, and look at Mario Lopez. His birthday is 4 days before Charlie Kirk. So you can see this script. You could see this script, okay? Right? And that's on the fly completely right there. You see how that works? Now, so let's go back to Charles in Charge. Charles in Charge. Okay. Now, let's look at his Scott Baio's birthday again. Now, look at this. September 22nd. Well, there was also a show a little bit before my time. Right? Or if it was definitely before my time. It was called Charlie's Angels. Right here, 1976. I was born in 81. Now look at the date. Look at the first episode date. Look, it's Scott Baio's birthday, who was Charles in Charge. You see the fake world right there? Okay? That's the fake world, right? 76. 1976, but September 22nd, the Scott Baio birthday, who was Charles in Charge, Charlie's Angels, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Sheen. And look what else I noticed while I was looking this stuff up. Look, people also search for Charlie Grace. There was one season, I think, of this show. Look, first episode date, September 14th. You see that? It's all with the language. Look, Charles, Charlie, CH. Look at this over here. Chicago Hope. CH like Charlie, like Charles, September 18. Okay, so I mean, that's the script that I was just wanting to show you, man. For real, okay? Like, for real. I'll throw one more in here that isn't necessarily, well, it's kind of connected. Look at Christy Brinkley. I just caught this as I was looking at this real quick. Christy Brinkley, American model, right here. Now, as I'm looking, remember the world is ran on the language, okay? As I was looking at Christy Brinkley, doesn't that, and I'm thinking about Charles, doesn't Christy Brinkley kind of look like Charles Barkley? Not her herself, but look at her name. Christy Brinkley, like Charles Barkley. You see that? Everything's with the language, and these characters expose the fake world because we look at these characters. Look at her birthday, 2/2, February 2nd, 2/2. Look at Charles Barkley's birthday,
According to
2/20,
Wikipedia, the
like
free
22.
encyclopedia, Charles Wade Barkley, born February 20, 1963, is an American
See?
former professional basketball player who is a television analyst on TNT and CBS Sports.
2/20, Charles Barkley's birthday, like 2/2, Christy Brinkley. Okay? So I'm only bringing up Charlie Kirk because the stuff is so fake. I'm not benefiting at all by pumping this guy into the damn algorithm. But all of this guy kind of exposed this whole Charlie thing. This guy we never heard of before less than 2 weeks ago. Okay? So that's the fake world, and that's the Charles theme that's going on right now. Again, shout out to Richard West for kind of sparking this thing with the Charlie Sheen connection, with this so-called assassination 7 days after Charlie Sheen's birthday. And now Charlie Sheen is trending because he's, we know why, but he's got some kind of, is it some kind of documentary or something? Joins Fox's Gutfeld, throws hat in the ring, blah, blah. I heard he's got some kind of show. I don't know, but you can see, maybe I'm wrong on that. But he's trending with this other stuff anyways, right? And he's been popping up in my algorithm, and he was popping up, before the Kirk stuff. And, then we find out it was his birthday. So yeah, shout out to Richard West for kind of sparking that. I know he may not take credit for it, but shout out to you, Richard. And the deeper you go with this stuff, I mean, Cardi B is trending right now. Cardi's got that C as well. And I just did a breakdown on her earlier. I think you're seeing this maybe a day after that breakdown dropped, a day or two. I don't know. But there's 39s and 9 3s because on September 3rd, I think she won her case where they were alleging assault on her. I think that was the day, but it was September 3rd synced up with her in that breakdown. And look at Charlie Sheen's even born in 65. We just had the country singer Brett James. Don't forget, James is the middle name of Charlie Kirk. But Brett James, country singer, his birthday is 6/5, June 5th as well. He just died in an airplane crash. So all of this energy, it's all patterns in a fake world. Wanted to do this really quick. There's probably more Charlie connections, but that's what I got for right now. Until next time.